Don't let your down payment stop you. You might be closer to homeownership than you think. Hey, I'm Amber, and this is Keys Please, the real estate channel that your landlord doesn't want you watching. If you've been saving up to buy a home here in Florida and are still kind of unsure if it's not enough or if it is enough, you're not alone. A lot of first time home buyers I work with feel the exact same way. So today, I'm breaking down the real cost of what it takes to get you into a new home so we can stop the overwhelming Google searches and get down to the nitty gritty. Let's start with the big one, your down payment. You do not need 20% to buy a home. Depending on what loan you're using, you really only need 3 to 5%, and it can possibly be less if you qualify for some other lending programs. To put that in perspective, if you're looking at a $300,000 house, that's only $9,000. Next up, we have closing costs. So these usually land somewhere between 2 and 5% of the purchase price. So let's say that's another $9,000 for that $300,000 house. Now, here's the thing. I almost always negotiate a $10,000 seller concession to help my buyers with their closing costs. And for most homes, this will take care of most, if not all, of your closing costs for that house. That's why it's so important to know who you're working with because it's really not just showing you houses. Now, there are a couple of things that will come straight out of your pocket. We have your home inspection, which is usually around $500 to $700, and we also have your appraisal, which is another $500. Now, these are non-refundable. They come out of pocket before closing, and they are 100% worth it because they protect you in knowing the value of your home and knowing what you're buying. This one's easy to forget, but it's still important. Your moving costs. Are you going to buy movers? You're going to need to turn utilities on for sure. You might need to make some deposits. Maybe you need a new couch. I would plan ahead and do about $1,000 to $2,000 depending on how far you're moving and what you already have. It's also smart to make sure that you have a little bit of a safety net. You want to save up at least 1 month's worth the housing expenses so that you can have a little bit of peace of mind. You definitely don't want to move into a new place and then first month in you feel house broke and now you have anxiety and you don't know if you can do it. So make sure you just set aside some money because that peace of mind is worth the investment too. Okay, so let's break this down into a real world example. We will take that $300,000 house that we were talking about earlier. We're going to say that your down payment is $9,000. Your closing costs will also be around $9,000. Your inspections and appraisal will pull $1,000 for that. And then your moving costs and safety expenses, we'll say that we can do $1,500 for that. So your total comes out to $20,500. But if I negotiate that $10,000 seller credit, which I do for almost every buyer, then that brings you down to $10,500, which is way more doable, right? If this helped you, go ahead and do me a favor and drop a house emoji in the comments below. And if you're just getting started, I just made a Google Docs calculator that will help you reach your goal step by step. You just punch in your goal and all of your timeline information, and it's going to tell you exactly how much you should be putting away every month to reach your goal. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's tip. I think we're going to be talking about credit scores. I'm going to try to get my lender in on this one. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys next week.